Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? New Capital again. Here's Christian and Gio. And also, we have someone pretty special with us here today is Raphael.
What up?
How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? How's it going, man? Appreciate you having me.
No problem, bro. So
Great
it was
setup.
a surprise for you.
Yeah, I came.
You just wanted to check it out.
Yeah, I came to check out you guys' studio.
Right.
Just wanted to see, like, you guys been pushing out some content. I've been seeing you guys on Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I got to get around some guys who are, pushing out some content. Just wanted to check it out, and now I'm on a podcast.
Sure, man. Is this your first podcast?
Yeah, first time ever.
Yeah.
I do a lot of like the Zoom meetings and stuff. We'll record them, but like nothing
In the studio.
of this. Yeah, no studio time.
Yeah, we're the first time.
That's great. We'll pop in your cherry.
That's what I was.
It's my first time.
You beat me to it.
Perfect.
All right. So, Rafael, what do you do? What are you working on right now?
What am I working on right now?
Yeah.
Trying to learn how to be just like Gio, man. I want to push out some content and kind of get a little bit more of the exposure out there. So I have a background in mainly like building sales teams and marketing machines. So I'm like a big paid ads guy.
Okay.
Right. So for me, it's lazy if you have money. You know, like you guys are out there creating content, and that's kind of what attracted me to you guys initially. Where you're out there shooting videos, you're putting your face out there.
Yeah.
Me, I'll create a couple pieces of content and I'll just spend money on it, and I can live off of the same piece for months.
Yeah.
So it's nice, kind of like a focus on building a brand kind of thing. So that's like as far as like what I've got going on with real estate. I am doing wraps. Basically, what we do is we purchase properties subject to the existing mortgage. So like right now, I'm not too much concerned about the property, but I'd buy your 3.5% mortgage, your 2.5% mortgage, right? And what we do is we make homeownership affordable, accessible, and attainable to families in need by providing the financing to them.
Okay. So how do you do that? Why would somebody? Because a lot of people, I'm an agent, which I'll leave it just at that. So a lot of people, especially agents,
Trying to buy a house, Gio?
Yeah. You're trying to buy a house, let me know. So a lot of agents would say, when I talk to them on the phone about creative finance, they would say, why would somebody do that? So do you have an answer for that?
Yeah. As far as like why most people would do it, there's probably not a good reason, right? Creative finance is one of those things where there's like got to be a specific need that other people can't solve that problem.
Okay.
Right. So it's like, okay, if you have the time, you have the energy, and you want to deal with the realtor, then go do that. Like, a homeowner that's, putting their home on the market is probably going to get the most money for it. Right. But there's certain situations where, let's say you bought the house, a year or two ago, and now you're getting deployed to another side of the country, or, you got a job somewhere else. And if you're going to hire a realtor, put it on the market, you're going to come out 9%, 3% seller's commission, 3% buyer's commission, 3% closing costs, escrow, et cetera, right?
Right.
You're coming out 10, 20 grand out of pocket. Or let's say you're in foreclosure, right? There's specific need and use cases for it, right?
Right.
So that's kind of what we're trying to do, is provide a solution to those people, and then at the same time use those properties to make homeownership affordable, accessible, attainable to other families, entrepreneurs, ITIN buyers, foreign nationals, people who are trying to rebuild or fix their credit that wouldn't qualify for a house normally through traditional banking, but have money saved up and have a good income.
Yeah.
So we're trying to provide that opportunity to them.
Yeah. So basically, for all my sub 2 peeps over there, so sub 2 is not, it's a tool that you put in your tool belt. So it's an addition, it's an option.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not the only thing, it's an option. So for everybody that's starting, especially when we started, we would push only creative, like, hey, and I mean, you've seen the video.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll pay
Ace
you over.
is catchy.
Yeah, we'll pay you over value, and but give us terms, right?
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah, no,
I want a good deal and terms.
Yeah, we learned that the hard way. So, every student, sub 2 student that's brand new, try to get as much equity as possible, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, see, that's the whole thing. Like, I'm new to real estate, right? So, like, I've been an entrepreneur since, 13 years, since I was 23 years old, right? So, again, like, my whole background is I build sales teams and marketing machines, right? So, when I saw it, I was like, I was like a little naive, right? It's like, oh, cool, that's definitely all real estate is sales and marketing.
Yeah, that's
right?
what it is, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it's actually not, right? It's a lot more complicated than that. And then, you got like really good guys that are like promoting it and pushing it, like Pace, and they definitely are out there making it seem a little bit easier, simpler than it really is.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So what kind of sales and you said you built teams and systems?
Yeah, sales teams and marketing machines.
Marketing machines.
I'm a paid ads guy and a sales guy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's like my whole background.
Okay. So what's your best machine that you built?
Okay.
And for whom?
The last business I was in right before I got into real estate, I was doing marketing consulting for mortgage brokers, like teams,
Okay.
not like individuals. The simplest way to put it is I was charging $4,500 a month recurring to do mass text messaging during the refi boom.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
I
nice.
helped you buy your house a while back. I was looking over some of your paperwork. Think I can save you some money. You got a second to talk? Boom. That was
Nice.
over $500,000 in our revenue.
Yeah.
Probably over 30 million plus worth of value to our clients just in that text message.
Right.
So
Simple.
really, really simple, right? It wasn't anything crazy, but that was the last one that I did, and it worked so well. They have this saying like in markets, like, oh, if it works so well, like one of our most common objections was like, hey, if it works so well, why don't you do it?
Yeah.
And it kind of got to me, and I did.
Yeah.
So now I'm like a real estate investor. You know what I mean? Like,
Got sucked into the world.
yeah, I got sucked in the world, just like this podcast. Yeah.
Let me ask you this question.
Exactly.
So, I know you specialize in raps right now. How do you use that
Specialized is
marketing?
a loose term.
Yeah. How do you leverage your marketing knowledge in order to find rap buyers?
Yeah, paid advertising. Like right
Okay.
now, we just launched a campaign yesterday. Literally, we turned it on probably 12 p.m. at night. By the morning, we're generating like $3 leads already, to something.
Is it Facebook ads or?
Yeah, I mean, Facebook ads is like my number one thing. Like I've probably spent, my best campaign when you're asking me is like I would spend $1 on Facebook and make
Jeez.
$27. 27x. For every dollar I spent, I would get 27 out. I probably spent that year. My best campaign ever was probably spent like $36,000 on Facebook, and we generated over $500,000 in top line revenue.
Nice.
So it was about 27x. Selling a $7 product to a $4,500 per month recurring revenue service. So yeah, like that's pretty much what
That's
I do.
it,
Is like I
man.
fucking run ads.
Yeah.
And it's nothing like fancy either. It's like you just got to find a product market fit. So we'll do like walkthrough tours. Like you guys got the video walkthrough tours.
Yeah.
And I'll just put like a voiceover. I have a couple of IVAs, edit the videos or whatever, and I do a voiceover and just spend money on it, right? It's like literally, it's not that fancy. Like I know you're like, oh my god, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, what's the trick?
Yeah, the trick
What's
is
the trick?
There's no trick. Like
Just
it's
doing it.
Like look, here's how I like to put it. It's like people are like, oh my god, ads are so crazy, right? But it's like it's not really. Like if you have something that works that people really want, you paying for ads is just getting it in front of more people.
Yeah.
Right? Like imagine you guys have a homeowner who's trying to buy a house with you, who's been trying to buy a house with you for years. They can't get in the house, and you're like, yo, I've got this house now. You can get in for $5,000, right? This is an extreme case.
Yeah.
You can get in for $5,000, no credit checks. They're not even going to look at your background. They're not going to do anything. Like how many people would hop on that? A lot. So if you had an offer like that, paying for ads is just distributing it to more people.
Yeah.
That's what I think people get wrapped up in. They're like, oh my God, I got to know the campaign budget optimizations. I got to understand my CPLs, my CPMs. Like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Like, for lack of better words, right? Just between us, like, advertise crack to a bunch of crackheads on the internet. Like, you're not going to have to worry about your CPLs. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like it's going to move.
Exactly.
So it's that mentality,
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So it's all pretty much about the offer and what you're presenting to people.
Yeah, it's product market fit. You
Yeah.
know, do I have the right thing for the right person? And if you understand that, if it works for free, like when you guys are pushing out your content,
Yeah.
right? If you guys have things that work that you are not spending money on, I can promise you, if you spent a little money, it would work better.
Okay.
That's literally, yeah. And
Okay.
people miss that. You're like, I want to do ads. I want to do, well, do you have anything that works for free? Do you have anything that people want now? Are you solving any problems that people actually want solved that will pay money for? And
Yeah.
like that's the foundation for ads. Like I try not to get super technical, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't, because I don't understand that world. That's your world.
Yeah. That's my
But see,
side.
that's the world that you should be. It's like, do people want it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's where we fail though. Like we don't push our stuff enough.
Let me ask you this question. So I've run ads with generate leads and everything. How does your follow-up look like?
Hammer 'em.
Oh, great question.
Hammer them.
That's
hammer 'em.
that's the biggest
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
Be
for me.
specific, because that's our one of our main
Like,
issues.
We
So,
could generate leads.
give me the plan, give me the blueprint.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
could generate
okay.
leads. The
So,
follow-up is just
Trash.
yeah.
well,
we need to work
it's
on it.
not trash. Like you got to understand this. It's like, think about how you guys operate and like your how you interface and how you interact with things like Facebook or Google, right? Even if I'm searching something on Google, I'm gonna just click on a bunch of stuff and then move around and then forget about it because I was
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
I was on the
100%.
toilet, and then now I'm over it,
Yep.
right? Attention span is like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? So for us, it's just hammering them. Like we'll call leads 3 times the first day that they pop in. You know what I mean? We have follow-ups, we have drip sequence, everything. How do I put it? There's probably nothing that you're doing. There's nothing that I'm doing that you're not doing that I couldn't just say like, oh, here's the magic sauce, right? Here's the blueprint. I would just say, do 10 times more of it.
Okay.
Like, that's the reality. You know, in internet leads, if you're getting a 40 or a 50, 60% show up rate out of your appointments, that's like common.
Yeah.
You know, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, so you could do one of two things: generate more leads, or hammer the shit out of them, or both.
Yeah.
It's not how to put it. It's not rocket science. I feel like people in the marketing world, just like in real estate, you know, they want to shine things up. Oh, it's so complicated. It's this and that. Like, oh, our leads have the best intent. No, they don't, bro. They're all from Facebook.
They're the same thing.
no, they don't. Like, just do 10 times more of it. And I think there was what's it called? Saw like some Hermosi video, right? And he's like, oh, you know, I tested flyers.
Yeah.
Like, oh, how many did you send? I sent like 500 flyers. It's like, bro, we send like 5,000 a day. You know, and it's just like volume. Most people aren't committed to doing the volume that's necessary to make it convert.
Yeah. So I think because we have like a little like group meetings, so to speak, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? And I was talking to one of the persons that was in there, and I told, she said, she saw me calling. I told her, this is how I do it. And she saw me calling. I will double or triple dial on people. And she said like, why do you do that? You don't think you're bothering them? Like, I'm not bothering them. If they need my help, it's a change of mindset. If they need my help, I'm helping them. But your mindset thinks that you're bothering them. It's not that. So some people, we are bothering them, right? But I'm going in with the expectation that I'm helping them solve their problem. And I think a lot of new investors have that mindset that if you call your leads a lot, you're bothering them a lot. How do you solve that, or with your team or yourself? I don't know who does your follow-up.
Yeah. How do I solve it? I don't have a problem with that. I'm a salesperson. I come from like door-to-door sales, right? Like, so I used to, back in right in college. Like, I mean, I've been in sales. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Cutco. You know what Vector is?
The
knives.
yes.
So
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know. Yeah, I don't know anybody that's buying like in my sphere of influence. You know, like I didn't come from like people that can buy $900 sets of knives.
Yeah.
Right. So I just went door to door in the country club areas. Right. So like the people that hand out big size, full size chocolate bars for Halloween. That's where I went to go sell knives to. You know, I went door to door, right?
Man.
So it's like I don't know. I've never had that. So for me, like I understand it's like law of averages. You know, like if you wanted me to stop, you would say something. Right? And most of the time, it's not even a real number. Like I have numbers that I just sign up. If I sign up for something, like, you know, if I was trying to like opt into your stuff, I would sign up as John Walker. So if you call me looking for John, I know you're not like, you know, nobody I'm taking serious. No, like everybody does that.
Yeah.
So at the same time too, it's just like, you know, it's what you got to do to be competitive.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I know that's not like a big mindset shift. It's not something that I've ever dealt with. You know what I mean? So call the damn leads.
If you had a team that do you have a team right now?
Yeah.
So
got,
how do you
people.
train them? How do you train them for them to not have that mindset?
You want the short answer is I just hire people from the Philippines.
Okay.
Like there's an entire industry outside of the U.S. that had billion-dollar industry. I think Egypt has it. I think South American countries have it. The Philippines has it, where that's just their industry. That's what they do. They cold call. They solicit. They're willing to work hard and grind, and they don't have that. They don't have that mindset.
Okay.
You know, I've never had somebody not call the leads that wasn't from this country. It's usually, and like, no offense, it's like people that here, they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm too good for that. I don't know if it's I'm too good for that, or I'm embarrassed, or I'm shy, or I don't. Fine. I'll find somebody that will, or I'll do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not too good to call the leads.
So it comes back to the principle of who, not how.
Oh,
What is
absolutely.
it? How, not who?
No, you got
One
it.
of those two.
Yeah.
You got it good. The
Who,
first
not
one.
how. So it's basically, so if the person doesn't work, just change them. That's what you're saying.
I would say this. It's like for us, like we're trying to hit a big goal this year, right? Like, so I'm trying to get to a place that I've never been. You know, like I'm brand new to real estate. We've probably been in here for 11 months. This year in 2024, we're trying to do 100 deals.
Nice.
You know what I mean? I've never been there before. It's not a goal that I think is even reasonable, but do I think I can do it? Absolutely, right? And it's not what do I have to do to hit this goal? It's who do I have to become to reach that goal?
Okay.
So yeah, absolutely, it's definitely about the person.
Okay.
Right? Are they willing to become somebody different, experience things that are uncomfortable to them? And am I willing to be that person to lead those people in order to achieve that?
Right.
So yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You know, you can't change people.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah.
You can change them as in get out, but you can't change people like, hey, be a better person.
Yeah. It's like this guy. This guy doesn't want to hire somebody to help him with his stuff.
Bro,
Really, why not?
I've been trying to hire an editor.
For like
I'm gonna do it.
for like 7 days already. He's
What do you mean
at
trying?
7 days.
Bro,
Yeah. Trying is not doing, bro. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, there's
I,
no
uh,
such thing as try. As you do, you don't, right?
I want to say by the end of this week, next week, I'll have it done.
Bro, you know how many editors there are? Why couldn't you just do it today?
Bro, my point. That's exactly my
I'm
fucking
picky
point.
about what it
Okay,
looks
so
like.
hear me out. Hear me out on this one.
Tell
Oh,
me.
this is a good one. I already know what he's gonna say.
Hire fast, fire faster, right? Like, why not
Just buy a bunch of them?
try? No. Pick the best one
Okay.
that you think, but because like, there's no way. Like, everybody says they can do something.
yeah.
Everybody's a fucking rock star. Or, my bad. Everybody's a rock star. Everybody's amazing, right? Like, oh, I'm the best. I've done this and that. I can do this and that. But when it comes down to it, you don't know until you put a project in front of them.
No, that's true.
So, yeah.
So you gotta try it. That's what he said.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to go in, jump in. If it doesn't work, move on to the next one.
I know
Keep
who I'm
going.
gonna try out right now.
Yeah. See, you could do it today. You know, it's like give them a project, give them something to do, and then see how it's like working with them.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, okay, cool. Worst case scenario, here's your $200, $300, whatever. Like, no problem. It's just not going to work for us. You know what I mean? It's like, why not start a relationship or start working with that person versus like looking for the perfect person?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
So what was in your mindset to find the perfect person from the start?
No,
What
not
was going
necessarily.
through your
It's more
mind?
like there were so many people that applied for it, and I was just like going through it, picking the best 3, but I ended up with 8. So now I have the second round, but I already have the guy that I want to work with. That I'm not even sure what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what's the
Yeah.
if you already
Just
have the
literally-
answer, you know, what was I'm just trying to understand, you know, like what what would make you not if you already knew?
I don't know, maybe waiting for the right, like, perfect fit, but like you said, like, there's not a perfect fit.
The sign of God.
Yeah.
Yeah. That because that's interesting to me. I've always like, and this has its own like set of flaws. It's like, you know, I'll build the damn plane while it's flying. You know what I mean? And I'm okay cycling through, because it's like, I mean, if you look at most companies, like, right, most businesses that are like startups or newer, the core team that started there is not the team that is the same people when they go public, or, you know, most of the time even founders get kicked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the founder ain't even the good enough person to run the company to the next level. Right? So it's like, if you don't work with those people and you don't like have a you know, some kind of project or some kind of like interaction where you're like just taking action, I've never been able to understand like how to sit on it and think about it until it's perfect, you know? Yeah.
I wish we had the you know, the what Bradley has, the bomb thing.
Bam, bam, bam. We have the little horn.
Hey, I like that horn. That's a DJ D-Rec.
I don't like that one.
No?
Nah.
Reminds me of a radio in the morning.
Oh yeah,
Power
yeah.
106.
It's interesting that you mentioned that. Do you know Dan Coe? Do you follow him on social media?
I'm
He's
so
this
new to the
big
game.
thinker.
You know what I mean?
So he said something along the lines of one of the most important things that you could do for your business is like going from idea to action, like the fastest that you can.
Quickly.
Yeah.
So
I definitely
so
agree.
that's something I see in you. Like you just kind of like think about something, or you just find an idea that you want to try out, and you just like go at it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not fully constructed.
Have you always been like that?
Yeah, but to kind of to put to your point, it's like Christian, it's double-sided, right? Like, I wouldn't say one's better than the other.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe like, you know, you and Gio are like the opposites, right? Because I have my business partner thinks about everything, and I need that guy, because I'm like willy-nilly, you know, like I'm running around, let's do that, you know? Yeah. And you need somebody to think about it. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a bad thing, you know? It's like, if that's worked for you your whole life, why would, you know, like, obviously, like, we got to grow and be open to the other side of the coin, but it's like, you know, that's you.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's what works for you. Like, I'm just some random dude. You know what I mean? Like, we met each other like 2 weeks ago. Like, I'm not qualified to be giving you life advice or nothing. You know what I mean? I was trying to check out your podcast, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
just trying to see the room.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like, keep it real. Like, you know, if that's what works for you, that's dope. You know what I mean? Like, but then maybe you have you know, you surround yourself with people who are, you know, other strengths, like Gio, and he's like, hey, bro, just fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, hey, yeah, maybe you did spend, you know, 3 months or 2 weeks or whatever studying and figuring it out or whatever, and you knew the guy, but maybe you just need your boy to be like, yo, just fucking pull the trigger.
Get that guy.
You know?
Yeah.
On the opposite side, I'm like, fuck it, I'll hire 18 people and I'll fire all the ones I don't like. You know, it's like, it's just as rough. Yeah. You know, there's I wouldn't say one is better than the other, you know? Or that I even have the answer.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting. So what do you think about that? Today, bro.
I think it's important. Yeah, I think it's important to take action, honestly. There's been a lot of times where like we've had ideas, we talked about it, and then literally sit on it, right? And then literally probably 2-3 weeks after, maybe a month after, someone else comes out with the same thing we were talking about. Yeah. And they're hitting it hard, and I'm like, God damn it. There it goes. One more fucking time. Right? So this is one of those things, bro. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, so it happens a lot where we think about, hey, how about we do this? How about we do that? And we're thinking about it, we're planning on it, and then we stop doing it.
We get busy. You get busy.
We get busy, quote unquote. And then we see somebody else executing the idea within 2 weeks. Usually it's like within 2 weeks.
It's crazy, man.
Like, there you go. That's what happens.
I mean, I think you hit it on the head, man. It's like this. It's like there's no such thing as like $1 million ideas. There's only $1 million execution.
Exactly.
You know?
Yep.
So it's like, for me, like maybe I take that to the extreme where it's like, man, maybe I could use a little bit more thought in my ideas before I run with it. You know, I was like, oh, you know what? We're going to do real estate investing. I mean, like, dude, in our first year, we did like 9 deals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we raised like enough money. Like, we basically own 5 properties that I didn't put no money up on.
That was awesome.
Right. But at the same time, the curtain and 6 air mattresses.
Right about that.
And it's because you guys acted fast and, you know, you took the chance. It's like, look how well that worked out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. And then the subject 2 phase came through, and yeah, we teamed up, and now like we run, what would you call it, operation? Wholesale / investing /
Creative.
yeah.
Do you guys have like an exit strategy that you guys primarily use, or just whatever comes up?
Would you do notes? Notes is my favorite thing.
He loves
Notes?
notes.
Yeah.
Nice.
You don't have to do anything with it. You just find the buyer and sell them the property, and then you just
Collect the
sit back
paycheck.
and collect.
Oh man, the spreads on those too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like the spreads on a note are insane.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
right now you could buy a house with today's prices at yesterday's rates.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's wild.
Exactly. So that's what we do too.
Is that what you guys are doing with the deal that you guys just picked up from the Vol?
Yeah, that's the plan. That's plan A.
Is
So
to wrap it?
yeah, to wrap it. No, actually, plan A is to partner up with somebody. So for them to bring the money, so we can pay the private money partner or lender, pay them out, and have a partner. So convert a PML to a PMP.
I've had a lot of issues doing that. Like we have some.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we have. This is a great conversation because we've had partners that leave the money in, but it's hard to do it at scale because, you know, most people are going to be in like, you know, the under 300,000 in their stack, right? Even though they'll like rep, they have unlimited money and you know, you don't have to turn my cash, really. You only got 300,000, bro. So you know, you tap those people real quick, and it's hard to find partners that that understand the investment in a long-term vehicle, that aren't just, you know, trying to make, you know, a business out of turning their money.
Yeah.
You know, somebody with like a long-term vision. What have you guys done to kind of identify those people with, you know, like self-directed IRAs, self-directed 401ks, people that have like a longer-term outlook on their money? What have you guys done to like connect with those people?
So far we try to short term because people usually they just want to let us borrow the money within 6 months, right? So what we're doing to pay them off is just wholesale a lot more. Basically, what you just said, like it's a numbers game. So we're gonna do more of that so we can pay them off. Some lenders, they realize like, oh no, this is good. Like, just keep paying my interest, so they keep their money with us, right? But typically when I pitch it and they respond to me back, they want like 6 months, like no more than 6 months. That's what they want. But we're
Going
just tapping
into sub-2,
into
right?
Yeah. Oh, sub 2.
Sub 2 Gators.
The Gator lender.
I was gonna say
Phone
that.
sharks. It's not even good terms, bro.
It's not. So we tap into friends and family, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anybody, like for example you, like, hey man, let me borrow some money, bro. So
Let's do some deals, bro.
Let's do some deals.
Man.
that's what we do. We don't go full scale. I don't know if you do. Do you?
Yeah, so that's what we're working on right now. So that's what I was. So we're kind of, again, I'm kind of like you know, like I'll throw a mattress on the floor and, you know, in the peak of Airbnb, right? Like,
Yes.
I made an entire business selling mass text messaging to teams of mortgage brokers for $4,500 a month recurring during the refi boom. You know what I mean? Mass text messaging. These dudes have like filing cabinets in there. And literally I'm saying, give me your database. Let me just mass text them. Hey, I think I can save you some money. You got a second to talk? And these guys are making hundreds, dollars, hundreds of thousands, $250,000 plus. I think it was my highest return on a client, right?
Right.
From, you know, a list, right? So for me, what I was doing, so it's like I just kind of rush into stuff. So we've probably only raised like 200, like a little less than 200, right, on the deals that we have. And you know, sometimes when you get lucky in the beginning, it kind of sets the wrong expectation at scale. So like we've been trying to figure out how we do that too, because Like the wraps are great. Like if I put in my own 40K, like I was telling you, one of the deals that we bought from Lorraine and Kevin Cho, we had a connector, right? Somebody who, and I didn't understand what a connector was. You know, for those of you who don't, they're basically people who say they have money, but it's other people's money and they don't. And they'll one of the most common character traits of, I feel like, a connector is overpromise and underdeliver, and being okay representing shit that they don't actually own or have. And we had somebody overcommit to the deal. So I haven't solved that problem, long story short. What we were looking at is we can turn the deals too with lenders. So, but it's just not, there's no cash, cash now.
Yeah.
If I borrow like 60K to do a deal, because our entries are low, they're sub 2, like 50 to 60 grand max. Like I'm not paying more than that for a sub 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless it's a foreclosure with arrears. So we'll just turn that with the down payment.
Right.
But you can't run a business on, $800, $1,200 per month, per property after doing it for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
So we are looking for partners. Like so far, yeah.
So let me tell you what the theory that I know. We haven't done it yet, so this is just theory. So don't take it with a grain of salt. So you create the note, right? And then you can sell partial of that note to pay off your lender. So you're basically giving up several months of that cash flow in exchange for a chunk of money to pay off your lender.
So I've heard that too. We've experimented with split notes, but and I've heard that strategy from a lot of people. Have you guys actually looked into what notes go for on the secondary market?
No.
Okay, so hear me out. It's not a conforming loan, bro. Nobody's gonna give you.
I get you.
Nobody's gonna give you face value for your note. Like I don't care if it's performing or not. Like I'm not gonna pay you. I've seen them, if even they're performing, like 50 to 60% of face value. So what are you gonna do? Sell off $120,000 of your note value just to pay off your $60,000 lender, and then guess what? Now you're upside down on your note versus the sub 2. I haven't gotten the numbers to work. I know in theory.
Theory works.
Everything works in theory.
In theory, I've heard
That's
that
the issue.
a lot. But then every time I ask somebody about that, because at least you seem like a guy of like integrity. You're just like, hey, bro, like I've heard this. This is what we're looking into. There's other people that'll rep that like, oh, this is what we're gonna do. This is our strategy. I'm like, bro, have you
done it once?
Look at the numbers at all? Like, have you done it once? Like, please show me. Because most of those notes only trade when they're non-performing, and then the performing ones, everybody knows they're gonna non-perform. It's like, come on. Gio and Christian wrote that note. Like, no, you know what I mean? Like,
No,
Raphael wrote that note. Like, I'm not Bank of America. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I'm not Chase. Like, my value isn't gonna be the same as that value.
Yeah. So to answer your question, no, we don't know the market of selling partial notes. I just heard
Yeah.
that you could do it. I don't know if it's doable or not.
We've looked into it. So far, in theory, it doesn't even work. It's like you're looking at people who are like, I don't like, have you even ran the numbers? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like to the people who are promoting that, it's like, have you looked at the secondary market for notes? And then have you even like looked at the numbers?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't see it working like, from the numbers.
How much, what's the terms that you give out to your wrap buyer? So how much do you get it for and how much do you wrap it for?
Okay. I'm a little sharky.
No, that's
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So the way that I like to
So are
put
we.
it in the nicest way is, I make home ownership affordable, attainable, and accessible. The thing is, it just costs a lot, right? So we're not necessarily buying the houses. The way that we're looking at the assets is the asset is the underlying mortgage that I can now issue more debt on top of, right? So I'm trying to buy houses between 2019 and 2022 that have bank loans, well, mainly late part of 21, early part of 20. I don't, then they start getting into the 5s and 6s, right?
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it, it's like, hey, the asset isn't the house because, a bank has just lent on it. So I know it's moving condition. There's no opportunity there for a fix and flipper. There's not enough equity for a wholesaler. It's a no equity deal, right? No equity or foreclosure, right? Are the two main markets that I'll look at to acquire the loans. So right now we're buying most things under 4.5, right? We love to be under 4, you know. We're looking at a 2.2 that we're working on right now, right?
That's nice.
Yeah, and they're all on 30-year AMs. What we do is we'll issue them. And if you understand what amortization is, like for other people that don't, compounding interest is like the most powerful force in the world, and amortization, I'd say, is like the second or third, right? We put them on 40-year AMs.
That's why they're not conforming.
They're not
just that.
Well, just that, but yeah, not just that. It's even if you put it on a 30-year AM, your guys' loans aren't going to be conforming. Even if you use an RMLO, even if you use strict underwriting guidelines, go ahead, try to sell your notes to fucking Fannie and Freddie.
Yeah,
you're not.
I'm not trying.
You're not. Don't even worry about it. That's my point. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to be conforming loans, because why would they go to you guys?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like, we're on the secondary market. You know, we serve a different demographic of people.
Correct.
I wouldn't get a loan I wouldn't get a loan from me if I could go get a bank loan.
Yeah.
You know what
definitely.
I mean? It's like a buy here, pay here car lot, right? You know, the car lots that do the financing here.
Yeah.
Why would I pay 25% financing when I could go to a bank and get 3%?
Yeah.
Well, because I can't.
Yeah.
Because you cannot get to the bank.
What interest do you usually go for?
Okay,
Sell
so
it for?
I'm gonna hit you with some math on this one. The way that I look at it is there's levers, right? There's 4 levers you could pull on a wrap deal, right?
Yeah.
You could pull the purchase price, the interest rate, the monthly payment, and the term length. Exactly, right? So with the 40-year AM, I can give you a sticker of 5 or 6%, but all I did was increase the purchase price and the term. And yeah, I can say, for somebody who's like really interested in I don't want to pay more than 6%. I don't want to pay 7%. I don't want to pay 8%.
Okay.
No problem. You know, it's like used car financing. I can change the length of the term and the purchase price, and yeah, give you a 5% sticker or 6% sticker rate, but the effective rate is, 8 or 9%. So it's kind of a loaded question. Like, we can make the terms accessible, affordable, and attainable for somebody, while still protecting our investors and everybody else's interest that's, financially interested in the deal.
Perfect.
Yeah. What about you guys? I mean, have you guys, do you guys have like special structures you guys do on your notes and your wraps?
So we do the same thing that you do. So we try to gauge it based on the asset. So far here, the number one complaint is like equity, right?
Yeah.
Because once we like the lever that you said about price, I can increase the price, but now you're negative equity. I don't know why some people like get stuck on that. Like they want to have equity, or at least what the most actually
break even.
Break even the purchase value.
You mean the investor?
The wrap buyer. The wrap buyer wants to buy at value, which it doesn't make sense. Like what? Then why would I? Like if I sold it at value, then I have to increase your interest rate. Once you increase the interest rate, they get all scared.
No, yeah. Hear me out. 40-year term.
No, we've done that before.
Increase the term.
Yeah.
And then here's the other thing is, are you guys qualifying your buyers? Like the first thing that we do when we talk to a buyer is like, hey man, are you approved for a loan already? Like imagine you're just a realtor. So what we did is we just blanketed the process.
Right.
Of like a real estate transaction, a standard real estate. We copied the standard real estate transaction. If I was to call you, Gio, and I was like, hey bro, I want to go buy a house, right? And you're like, okay, what's the first thing you're going to ask me?
Pre-approved.
Am I pre-approved? Guess what's the first thing I'm gonna ask a wrap buyer?
Are you pre-approved?
Are you pre-approved? Have you gone to the bank yet? And of course you're gonna be like, oh no, I was gonna, and then I was gonna get approved next week, and you know what I mean, right? And then when you go down that phase, it's like, okay, well, when they see the house, when they've gone through the process, it's like we all understand this is your opportunity to do this, right? So we'll even explain it like, hey, yeah, if you don't want a lower interest rate, no problem. If you don't want the interest rate, no problem. I can just, if you're talking about interest rates and purchase prices and stuff like that, I would look into used car financing. Don't worry about it. What's the down payment? What's the monthly payment? Yeah. We never have conversations about interest rates. We don't talk about the purchase price. Nice. It's like, what can you afford, bro? So if I could make this, $200, $300 more than what you're renting currently, it's like you could own it. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to pay a 40-year term. Okay, cool, no problem. We could drop it down to a 30, but the monthly payment goes up. Yeah. I just want them to understand that it's a lever and we can mess with it to help them. And all you have to do is just change it, right? Hey, if you don't want to pay more down payment, you don't have as much down payment, okay, no problem. Well, guess what happens? The monthly payment goes up. Mm-hmm. It's like the same thing as traditional.
Yeah.
And we won't even be, and we'll try to make it as like, hey, we're not the lender.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it's like, hey, we have loan programs or we have lenders that can get you approved. Here's the line. We can get you approved based on the amount of money you have saved.
Yeah.
And your monthly income, not your credit score.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like that.
So for that, I think where we're failing on that is that we don't, like he said, that we don't have enough people talking to enough people.
Yeah.
Because we get stuck on the 5 or 10 that we get, and then we get pissed off about what
a lot of sub 2 people.
And there's a lot of sub 2 people involved. So we don't they try like 0% down, 0% interest.
Can you finance the down payment? The entry fee?
Like, can you finance it? Yo.
Here you go. Free asset for you.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of this, but we are the worst people to deal with.
Yeah.
In a transaction, a real estate investor is the worst person to deal with. And I'm guilty of that, you know what I mean? Where are you guys finding your guys' rap buyers?
Facebook. Right?
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah.
Are you guys paying at all?
I have had a few ads run. And actually,
I'll show you one right now. Shit, where's my phone?
It's over there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. I'll show you guys after.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I would love to see it, bro.
Disruptive
I would love to see it, man. Yeah, no, but we've run some ads. I just wanted to see someone do it at a bigger scale. So now like you're pretty much my proof of concept. So now I just have to pretty much go along with you. And our biggest failure, to me at least, that I know, we don't follow up. So our system, we could generate leads, and that's not the issue. Like sometimes, like sitting down here, him and I sometimes say, like, let's sit down and like talk about all the leads that have fallen through the funnel, and like we could literally talk about probably like 10 to 15 to 20 people like that. But we don't have the system right now to like catch those people and like nurture them. And
bro, there's no system, bro. Exactly. Just hire a virtual assistant. Yeah. Bang the phones, bro. Like you know, if you don't want to do it, pay $6 an hour, $5 an hour. There's no system. People are like, oh man, like, yeah, of course. You guys, if you're operating like a $3 million operation, yearly, you know what I mean? Yeah, of course you gotta have systems. But to get started, people underestimate the fact that you could just do stuff. Force. You know, like you could throw a mattress on the floor and put up a curtain.
Yeah.
Bro,
you know?
You know what the conversation with me and this guy is like, bro, just start something. Oh, because I need the perfect system. Like, there's no such thing as perfect system. Yeah. Just do. Oh, no, because I need guidance. Like, guidance from who? Like,
well, there is a perfect system. There is a perfect system.
There is.
But like, you just don't know it, and you don't know enough. You don't have the experience or know enough about it to make the perfect system. And the way you're going to do that is just by, fucking it up.
Exactly. It's mostly our engineering mind that's talking like, oh, it needs to be well prepared, well designed.
Yeah, but I can tell you this right now. For example, we had issues with different parts of the business, right? So before it was like, okay, we don't have any leads coming in, right? When you start off. Now we have leads. Now we need to get a little bit more organized, but we know where we're failing at, which is like what I just told you, like the VA or a system, something needs to follow up there, because everything's getting dropped right now. So once we figure that one out, will be the next step. Oh, I was gonna give you a tip about the lending stuff.
Oh yeah.
So for lending, I know that branding and social media is gonna help you out a lot. Just showing how you treat your partners, your private money partners, and everything, I think carries a lot of weight. because I think you posted something, or I posted stuff for. I posted new capital investors on my Facebook thing, and a lot of people started reaching out to me. It's like, oh, hey, you're gonna open a fund or whatever. I was like, no, like they just did.
It's just the name, homie.
Really?
But as you're active, and especially if you show proof that you're paying your like private money lenders and all that stuff, you should that carries a lot of weight, and people to want to do business with you.
Yeah, no, that's why I wanted to start hanging out with you guys, because you guys are pushing out content. You guys are doing something that's like, you know, it's not it's something that nobody's gonna argue is gonna be bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just like, I'm not doing it. So it's like, absolutely, you know, like I'll do like the little silly posts or whatever, like, oh, you know, here's us paying off lenders, here's our this.
Yeah.
But there's no face to the name, and you know, like, for the longest time, I'm a paid ads guy. Like, I don't want you to know who I am. Like you know what I mean? Like, I got to get over that.
Oh,
You do.
Yeah, I got to get over that. Like, I don't want you to know who I am. Don't worry about me. You know, like, I could help. How could I help you? You know, like, don't.
We need to see your pretty face.
That's funny. What I was gonna say, I had something. Put it like that.
The follow-up, the system, perfection.
Oh yeah, and so again on lending, there's a lot of people out there. We know like some of the Gator tribe, and
Shout out to the Gator community.
yeah, I think
Sharks.
I think it's a little bit dangerous too, because I mean, you've seen a lot of deals. How many properties do you see a week?
Oof. Me personally, I'm not doing the underwriting. I'm not looking at the deals.
Who does that? For you?
My business partner, right? So like, if you want to talk wrap structures, like Shemaine, shout out to Shemaine. He's the.
Hell yeah.
I think he's the man at that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll put anybody's deal structure up against ours, as far as like security for our partners and our lenders, security for the buyers and the sellers, structuring the deal to make the numbers fit and work. Like, it's just. It's magic, you know.
So I'm pretty sure you guys talked about.
So
this
like
before.
3, you know, like the ones that we're actually gonna like look at, you know, the ones we're actually gonna look at, like.
So for me, I look at deals all the time, right? And I talked to Gio about this. I'm like, how are people shoving 20% like private money loans in deals?
Getting personal now.
Like,
Bro,
how?
yo,
and all the time I'm like, how are they doing? Like, what magic are they
Greed.
doing? Yeah, what magic are they doing? That like, what is going on? And I'm thinking, I'm like, am I crazy? Am I the crazy one? And no, it's just like the majority of people don't know how to do numbers.
It's greed.
It's
And
greed
too.
It's greed, bro. Like, okay, so hear me out. Like, I saw some, like, I had a private money lender. Like, you know, it sucks for like her, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, she lent on a 4-month flip. She lent on a 4-month term on a flip. Like, I get it. You know, you want to do 15% at 4 months times 3. That's 60% on your money.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hear me out. Who the fuck is doing flips perfectly at scale in 4 months?
Zero people.
In 4 months,
Yeah,
bro.
I
Like,
know.
so from the start, the term that you're lending on, that these people are like, yo, you know, I want, you know, 4-month terms. I want 3-month terms. I'm like, bro, the only people you're attracting are the people who are going to say yes,
Super high
yes,
risk.
and then scam you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Bro, the only person, like, if you understand, the only people who are going to say yes to that have zero intention of paying you back, bro.
Exactly.
Like, even if you're, you know, you're like these guys that are doing flips at scale, bro, you need 30 days to lock it up, right? After close, you need 30 days to assuming you have a fast crew, you know, like 30 days for a crew to fix and flip a house, right? Then you got to list it for 30 days. Then you got a 30-day closing, right? Like, bro, like, in the perfect scenario, every single time, you can only ever hope to get paid back if it goes perfectly.
Yep.
And nothing goes perfectly.
And
100% of my deals, they have something wrong. 100, not 99.9. 100% of the deals,
Wait.
there's something wrong with them.
Wait, and the one that actually didn't have anything wrong with it, we closed on time. It would have been actually beneficial for us for it to not to close on time.
Delay it.
Right.
Yes, bro. It's crazy. It's
like-
crazy. It's
like,
crazy.
It's so wild. And I'm looking at this, you know, and it's like, it's funny that you guys say that, because it's like, dude, it's like the only people, like, I get that you're trying to be sharky, with your lending, but it's like literally you're fishing with bait that's only gonna attract a scammer.
Exactly. Oh, I like that one.
Like you're fishing with bait that's come on, bro. Like I'm gonna pay you back on a fix and flip 100,000, 60,000 in 4 months. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like I look at deals, I look at numbers. Some of the deals that we get here in Vegas, they're already tight as they are. I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of markets that are super open, super like nice, that you're gonna have like crazy returns that you could like give the lender like 50% of it. So I'm just thinking like that's just bad business, you know.
It's not just that, but it's like it's greed, and it's greed to the point where it's like detrimental, where it's like you're not paying attention to the fact that the only person that's gonna say yes has zero intention of paying you back, or might have the intention of paying you back, but realizes I could just walk away from the shit.
Yeah. There's something I always tell everybody is like 12% is kind of tops of what I'm comfortable paying. It's not that I'm greedy or anything, but I could perform. I know I could perform. But when you're asking me to go and give you back 25%, 30%, even, 20%, like it means that I have to perform with that money at 25%, 30%.
Yeah.
So
to make a profit.
It's more risk for me. And like a lot of people are like, oh no, but he said he was going to pay me 30% return. He's like, have you gotten one payment?
Yeah.
Have you gotten one payment back?
Has he paid you once?
Oh no, but like
he promised
him very good.
He gave he gave a second promise.
He was a collateral on this property.
Okay, and then what? You're stuck foreclosing or suing somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
so it's like, all right, fine. You want to do that? So like we even came up with the structure where it's like an actual joint venture, right? So with our partners, like we'll go a little bit different, where it's like, hey, you get an entity. We even opened up an entity for one of our, because we have an attorney on retainer. We opened up an entity for a private money lender who's just lending, right? And then it's like, okay, cool. Our entity joint ventures with yours. That one holds the note. It's blanketed by an operating agreement. So in the event that I get abducted by aliens, as Pace says, or knock on wood, I stop performing, right? Or the deal goes south. This person who invested can now take ownership and control without having to foreclose, without having to sue us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just funny at what people will say yes to because of like 5%, 10%, 20%.
You know what?
Crazy, bro.
What the scariest part of this now? I heard it the other day. So now they're getting, because not like that's the typical amount to loan is like 50K. Just call it that, right? So because a lot of people don't have 50K, they get 10K from 5 people, right? And
who's taking 5th position?
Exactly. That's I was going with that. So people are not checking which position are they in, and I've people have reached out to me and say, hey Gio, I just did this deal in Vegas. Can you help me out? Because the sellers, whoever I lended the money's not paying me back. Like, all right, let me see the paperwork. Like, oh, there's no paperwork. What do you mean? Like, yeah, there's no paperwork. Like, so do you have anything? Do you know which escrow company it is? I said, yeah. And then I call the escrow company, like, hey, can you give me more info on this thing? Like, yeah, there's nothing. I told them to record a deed of trust, and they didn't want to do it because the TC, going into TC now.
Yes.
The TC did not know what to do or how to do it. So there was like,
hey bro, I watched a video online.
oh, bro,
I'm certified.
I bought that course. It's not great. So now there's 5 people in line and nobody knows which position they are, and all they did was sign a promissory note. Oof. And they think that's enough.
See, even on sub 2s, bro, it's like, come on. Okay, so here, the deed of trust, the let's say you take a second position lien even behind because it's a sub 2 deal. You got to take it behind the purchase money mortgage, right? Bro, these are freaking no equity, low equity deals, 20% equity. You know what I mean? What is your second position? So it's like there's people running around saying, oh yeah, I'll give you a deed of trust, I'll record the mortgage. Even all of those things, oh, you get a lien position. It's like false sense of security.
Yeah, they're garbage when
it's
when
false
there's no
sense
equity.
Of security.
And that's I brought this up the other day. I'm not gonna say where, but I brought this up the other day. And I asked, like, so if plan A doesn't work, what's your plan B? to pay all your investors. Like, oh, we just liquidate. Like, yeah, that's when your ARV comes into play. You need to make sure that your ARV there's enough gap between purchase price and ARV, so you can liquidate and pay your investors back. But they didn't realize that.
Nobody understood what
Nobody understood what the fuck I was saying.
Ah, bro, like I've seen some dirty stuff going on just because it's like, oh man, I saw a video on YouTube, and like, you know, like I'm new to the game, right? As far as like real estate, but it doesn't mean like this is my first rodeo. You know what I mean? I've done business for 13 years, and I can spot somebody. I could smell it. It's like, oh, you don't care or you don't know. It's like so bad. It's like, oh, you know, I saw a YouTube video and it's going to be gravy, you know, like I just use other people's money. I don't have to have no cash out of pocket. It's like, bro, like what kind of integrity, like what kind of person do you got to be like, yo, I didn't have no, like to brag about no money out of pocket. It's like, oh, and if the deal, whatever's like, you know, who cares? Like, what do you mean? Like that's somebody else's like cheese, you know? It's
exactly.
Like, it's crazy how little like accountability there is, you know, in this new space, right? Like,
and just so you know, people, for my sub 2 people, being in sub 2 is not a filter. There's a bunch of people in sub 2 that they suck.
They're grimy. And we're gonna end with this because we're top of the hour right now. I want to say that a lot of people, I want to say they do the no money down with just chasing the clout. Like, oh, there's no money down. I didn't use any of my money, but I used like my homie's money. One of the things that we always do that I actually, the structure that you have with your private money lenders, that's sick. Because a lot of people don't have that. They don't, like you said, they don't take care of the person first. They just care about the money and showing off or whatever. One of the first conversations we have, okay, this property, what is our exit strategy? Was it A, B, and C?
We have 3. If we don't have 3 exit strategies, we don't do it.
Yeah.
It's too risky with 2.
Yeah. And not only that, like he mentioned too, is like, so we grind to get money to pay to make sure that we have enough to cover our like private money lenders. Last year how much did we pay ourselves?
0.
1,000 because everything went to the business, right?
Asset rich, cash poor.
But so that's one of the things is like
asset rich cash
cash poor. Yeah, you have.
I got over $1 million on paper.
I know,
of paper.
On paper, I'm rich as fuck.
Paper.
That's one of the things, bro. Like, just take care of your people, take care of your team, and don't rush. I think you could just. I mean, you could grow fast, but just be careful about like people's monies and also your what do you call it? Integrity. You know?
At the end of the day, man, like it's like there's enough ways to make money legitimately. It's like, why would I want to like hurt people doing it? You know, it's like money is not gonna be worth my like me knowing who I am.
Yeah.
You know, it's like my character is like, dude, like I don't know. I couldn't do that shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's funny, like when people run around like, oh, you know, I got this shit for no money out of pocket, right? And it's like, if that's like the mentality, like, oh, I didn't put no money down. Like, if you have that mentality, it's like, bro, like, then that means that value that has no value to you. Yeah. You're definitely not looking out for the person who, you know what I mean? Whose money it is. It's not like it was free, you know?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome, man. I appreciate you guys having me on.
I feel like this is like episode 1 because we need another one with Rafael because there's more to talk about.
Yeah, no, this is pretty cool. This
you guys are dope, man.
Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you for having me. You know,
we'll have you on the next one then.
Yeah.
So, any goodbye words?
Thank you for my biggest golden nugget for this is taking action. So I'm actually gonna take action today. Just hire the editor. Thank you for that. That really and just you brought me back to how I used to operate, which is like throw mattresses on a goddamn thing and just make it happen. You know? So we gotta be grimy like that.
I don't know about grimy, but you know, it's like you're doing what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're gonna figure it out, right, with the best intentions.
Yeah, gotta go back to basics.
Yeah,
perfect. Thank you guys. See you guys back again.
Rafael, so see you next one, man.
Hey, let's do it.
Take care, guys.
Later. Oh, I love this, dude. This is great, man.